They completely misunderstood that brother-sister stuff is its own category of porn. The economy is shit, so we're all staying at jobs we don't like with people we hate. So we're all kind of miserable, and who to let it out on best, if not the guy next to your cubicle? So let's see what Reddit has to say about that. Did the mistake of calling my coworker bro. How could you? This guy sent a screenshot texting his coworker, "Hey bro, mail me the schedule please." Bro answers, "I'm not your bro, I'm your coworker, not your brother." "Oh, okay, sorry, my bad, apologize, won't happen again." "You better, I'm not into brother-sister stuff, I will mail you the schedule." Brother-sister stuff? I mean, I'm not sure if OP is a girl or not, but brother-sister stuff is kind of out of place here. What stuff? I just didn't think much, sorry. "I'm serious about my work, not a floozy. If you aren't serious, let me guide you. I'm not into brother-sister stuff." Floozy. I need to use that word way more often. If you want to guide someone, that kind of sounds like brother-sister stuff. Okay, Sweet Home Alabama. I'm sorry I sent you that text. I'll ask someone else. Thank you. Sweet Home Alabama is quite unhinged. I will have to be a Karen here and say OP was wrong in calling this guy brother, but this reaction is just way out of touch. Like, what do you mean brother-sister stuff? This guy wanted to be, or this girl wanted to be super professional, but this is not how you answer to that. "I'm not into brother-sister stuff" is the most unprofessional way of saying that. You could have said, "As per my last email, please address me with sir," or something like that. The comments are on our side. They're saying address them in the most formal way possible, but brother-sister stuff, the fuck? Yes, make it extra awkward by switching back and forth between normal speech and corporal lingo when talking in a group with this guy present. Yeah. That you should definitely do that. No normal person would hear bro and think this is sexual. Yeah, no, but I'm not sure that the other person thought about a sexual context while talking about brother-sister stuff. I think they completely misunderstood that brother-sister stuff is its own category of porn. I do not think the coworker got that one. Don't you mean bro worker? Yeah, see, this is the thing. I would have ignored the sensitivity and just said, "So, you got the schedule or not?" Because this is the most unprofessional thing to answer. Like, send me over whatever you want to send me over and then you can scold me about calling your bro. But if you're trying to be serious about your job, then just send over the fucking schedule. Like, what do you mean? He fancies you and you and is worried you've just bros out him. Coworker thinks it's my responsibility to buy coffee for the office even though we're supplied it for free. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. "I love coffee and make or drink it every day at work. My job supplies us with ground coffee that's definitely not gourmet, but it gets the job done. 3 times in 6 months, I've brought in better ground coffee and shared it with my coworkers by brewing a whole pot. I also brought in a couple of creamers to use instead of the supplied half and half. This is very nice. This is a bro worker, right? One coworker in particular latched onto this and now asks me every time I brew a pot if it's our company's coffee or my own. When I say it's the company's coffee, she scoffs, but still drinks it. Shitty coffee is better than no coffee. At least once a week she asks me if I brought coffee, when the last time was at least 2 months ago. Several times I've tried to nicely tell her that those were one-off times, and she seems to understand, but then will still ask me the next time she sees me. See, this might be a problem. This could either be ignorance or her brain is just not doing brain things, you know? Some people just forget things they don't want to hear. Today she asked yet again and said at the end, "Oh, you must not have gotten your raise since you don't bring coffee in anymore." That's passive aggressive. Completely uncalled for as well. To be honest, I saw red and wanted to ask her why she was projecting her broke assness onto me, since clearly she hasn't gotten any raises if she depends on me for coffee. Yeah, you should have totally called out your coworker's broke assness. Yeah, definitely. Instead, I asked her why I would supply coffee for the office when we already have it for free. She started stammering about a coffee fund we could make, but honestly, I wasn't interested. If I had known I'd be hounded about it until the rest of my days, I never would have brought any in. Yeah, that's the thing with doing nice things for people you don't necessarily know. I guess it is a compliment to your brewing skills and your coffee choice, but it is very unhinged of this office Karen to be like, "Oh yeah, well, like, you haven't gotten your raise then." There's 2 options you could do. You can either brew the disgusting ass office coffee and give it to her and be like, "I just brewed a whole pot only for you. It's been 2 months. As if she's gonna remember what the coffee tastes like. Like, come on. Maybe she just likes the creamer. Maybe that's why she liked it. So you can give it to her and be like, oh, I'm sorry, we do not have any creamer right now. So it's just a coffee, but it's a good one. So maybe, like, I thought you want a whole pot. Here you go. And then have her go at it. I think that would make you at least a little bit happy. The second option you have is you could actually start the coffee fund. You could be like, oh yeah, let's do that. And then let her pay more than everyone else. Nobody's gonna know. And if she does, like, if she ever finds out, you're like, oh, that must have been a mistake. I'm so sorry. You can just play dumb. Just play dumb, just like she does. The next time she asks, be coldly blunt. No, I had to stop because some people felt really entitled for a free gourmet coffee service, like I was some rich barista instead of title. Definitely make sure she and the rest of the coffee lovers know that her entitled attitude and hounding you is the reason you don't make the good coffee anymore. But bring your own tinker of good coffee in yourself and maybe brew a pot on the day she's out. Edit damn autocorrect Tumblr, not tinker. It's like, what? Tinker? I thought tinker was a great word. Yeah, I think tinker is a great word. Next time she asks you, just reply, no, I didn't bring any coffee in this week, but since I've brought it in several times and you haven't brought it in at all, it's your turn to bring the coffee. When do you think you can bring it in? And then every single day ask her if she brought the coffee in. This, I love this. 960 upvotes, yeah. 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 I've learned to never ever do small things like this in a work environment. It becomes the expectation and people start getting shitty. I've had meetings with an HR official before due to a Karen pitching a fit because I brought in homemade pastries once and refused to do so every goddamn day for free. And of course, HR being trash like they always are, hit me with, they're pastries. It would only be what, $5 a day? Come on, be a team player. Make your own sfogliatella. It's so fucking cheap and easy. Oh my god, what? HR? Are you fucking kidding me? Are they? Well, HR probably also like the pastries. Come on, like, they definitely did. Like, this is not... What the hell? I gotta say, y'all have some shitty coworkers. This never happened to me before. Maybe I'm just not nice. Maybe I just don't do nice things to my coworkers. That could be a possibility, yes. Okay. If you fire me, then I'll get you fired. When I was 22, I worked at a small auto shop under a newly hired supervisor. Let's call him C. He was quite rude to customers, mostly mistreated employees, and withheld 2 of my paychecks, daring me to complain. I stayed quiet, thinking I'd lose my job. What? No. That's not okay. I mean, I would not stay quiet, but then again, I live in the heart of Europe and we have laws against things like that. So I don't know where this guy is from, so I don't want to judge on that. If you live in a less privileged area, you kind of want to keep your job rather than having every single paycheck. So I get that. Okay, let's keep going. Then I overheard him bragging about rolling back odometers. I started documenting everything. Shady titles, fake bills, receipts, 3 months worth of evidence. Ooh, that's good. I love myself some evidence. I also do that. Eventually, C fired me without paying me what he owed. I planned to reach out to the owner, a decent man who had no idea what was happening. His office was at a different location. However, he would visit the shop mostly to collect the weekly collections. He would treat the staff with complimentary snacks or small-time pizza party, etc. So I went straight to the owner. I handed him a neatly organized folder and told him everything what C did. The owner assured me that I would get my job back, but asked for some time so that he could investigate the matter thoroughly. 2 weeks later, I got a call from the owner. He told me come down to the shop. He stormed into the shop with few bouncers-like folks. The owner contacted most of the customers who were treated rudely, took their feedback and made notes. I was confident enough that the owner had considered my evidence during his investigations. What happened to C? Folks grabbed his collar, threw him out of the shop. He walked with a puppy face and like a dog with his tail between his legs. One of my coworkers replaced him and the shop turned into a genuinely pleasant place to work. We would laugh about that dark chapter for years. I always believed and practiced do not harm, take no shit. Oh, that's a lovely story. Honestly, this is exactly how you should handle that. Like, no notes at all. I love that for you. I love that you got this guy out, Foxy, and may he never grace your day again. The owner called you down to watch his goons bounce your old boss. What? Yeah, that's kind of wild. The owner was like, I owe this guy, because obviously this guy was, number 1, treated shitty, and number 2, he also doesn't like that bad things are happening in my company. So he can watch this guy being kicked to the curb. Fat Tony and the boys smacked the gabagool out of it. What an amazing story. How have you dealt with a crush on a coworker? I swear to God, when it comes to coworker issues, most of them are crushes. And I'm like, how the hell does that... I understand how crushes happen, okay? I'm also human somewhere inside here. But honestly, when I'm at a workplace, to me that is so professional that there's no chance of anything ever happening. And also, people stop... Let me just get into it. I'll admit to having a crush on a coworker at the moment. Not planning to act on it. Not the first time that's happened. He sat beside me once and I found it so distracting that I could barely concentrate on my work. Now I avoid him and hardly ever speak to him. He probably thinks I hate him. We're both grown adults, yet I feel like I'm in high school again. I don't know if he has a girlfriend because he's a workaholic like me and he never talks about his personal life. I know I'm probably not his type, there's an age difference and this veers into some really scary HR territory. Age differences at workplaces. Let me guess, he's older than you, huh? He's older, he's a senior, and he does his job well, works a lot, very successful, and that's kind of attractive. I haven't told any of my coworkers because they would tell him. Things would get awkward, and I would probably have to find another job. I mean, why would you tell any of your coworkers? Okay, you're a self-proclaimed workaholic, but do you have friends or family, or like someone you can talk? Like, don't tell your coworkers anything like that, ever, okay? I've been told that crushes have a purpose to define your sexuality and let you know the qualities you like in a person. There's also another guy at work that I know from college, slept with and almost married, but that was years ago and that guy doesn't even remember me. What? What do you mean? What do you mean? A guy from college you slept with and almost married and that guy does not remember you? What an acquired taste in men you have. Question for the community. Have you ever dealt with a crush on a coworker? Did you act on it? What were the results? See, the thing is, no, I have not, and I do not recommend it because a workplace should only be a workplace. I understand if you're a workaholic, you're there all the time, it can happen. If you don't have any social settings outside of your work becomes your social setting. And that is problematic. That's problematic in itself. Like, you should not only live at work. That should not, even if you like your job a lot, that should not be the case. You should be your own person outside of that as well. As for acting on it, I know a lot of people who got together at work and it worked out. The thing is though, if it goes south, that's a big problem. Right now, you are in an uncomfortable position because you have a crush. If you act on it and it becomes weird, you will have a weird situation at work for quite some time. Also, you kind of have to consider whether you're actually a good match with this guy. If you don't know him personally, if you don't know what he likes outside of work, and you just have a crush because he's hot and successful, that does not really necessarily make a good partner. Like, if you get to know a person and you find out that you have a lot in common and they talk to you a lot and you have fun at work together, maybe, yeah, that could make sense, but this seems like there's no information whatsoever on this guy. So I would say don't do that. Let's see what Reddit says. In my more scandalous days, I fooled around with and dated a few coworkers. That's what happens when you put a bunch of 20-somethings in a room together for an extended period of time. Yeah. Yeah. However, my last crush turned into someone I dated. Then we became exclusive and finally got married. Life's too short for analysis paralysis. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, there are a lot of people who actually get together at work. So maybe I'm just the weird one who does not want to date their coworkers. But I don't know. Is it scandalous to date coworkers? It seems like the perfect opportunity. I mean, yeah, it is. Like, you work at the same job, so you know everything. You can trash talk everyone else at the office. Of course, like, that's amazing. It can become weird if it doesn't work out. And let's be honest, it's nice that a lot of people on Reddit are like, oh yeah, I had a super great experience. I've been married to this person for 25 years, great. But honestly, this is rare. It's rare that relationships work out in the first place, regardless of the work situation. And then you see them every single day, and then if something comes up you don't like and you still keep seeing them and working with them, that's a little bit hard. Am I wrong here? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I've never had this problem, but I've been on the receiving end of it. Everyone except for me saw it. I just ignored her so hard that she just moved on. Oh no. A few months ago she said, dude, I've hit on you to your face and you were obvious to it. To which the person who works with her confirmed her statement. Oh man. See, like, if the person doesn't say anything, do not owe them anything. You don't have to act as if you know or understand their problems. But on the other hand, it's also not so nice. I've had it as well, and I was married for over 10 years at the time. Rock solid relationship. Kept sending me texts on weekends, including pictures of herself at the gym and after workout. Ignored all the non-work related messages. It kept up for like a year until my wife got pregnant. Not going to lie, I liked the attention, but my wife was obviously annoyed. Some people just want a challenge to get the ones they can't. I mean, good on you for ignoring it after you liked that attention. Like, points for you, I guess. You almost married a guy who doesn't even remember you. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Yeah, that's what got my attention. He 100% remembers. I knew a guy in the same year as me in university. He was an annoying as fuck type of dude. He got fired for whatever reason, but the office is huge. Asked me if I remembered him, said no. I didn't want anything to do with him if I could help it. He didn't make past his probation period. I would remind myself to not shit where I eat. These are your colleagues, not your friends and social outlet. Imagine what it would be like when it doesn't work out. That's what I said. But then again, I've also seen it not work out and the period being like a little bit awkward afterwards, but then, you know, resolving. Like once you find someone else, you're just not gonna care anymore. So also it depends on the person. Depends on how hard you take those things. I, for example, do not like that. I don't like the awkward weirdness and seeing them around and being like, hi, I seen your pee-pee. Yeah. No. No. My coworker kept stealing my pens, so I swapped them out. Off to a great start. I used to leave a few pens on my desk, but they always seemed to vanish. At first I thought maybe I was just being careless, but then I noticed one of my coworkers always had the exact same pens I bought. Instead of calling him out, I decided to make things a little interesting. I bought a pack of disappearing ink pens and left them in the usual spot. Okay. I love where this is going. Sure enough, he borrowed one right before a meeting and started taking notes. About halfway through, his notes began fading until the page looked blank. Oh, this is amazing. He stared at it in total confusion while everyone else kept writing. I had to keep a straight face, but inside I was dying. Oh, this is good. I love this. Needless to say, he never touched my pens again after that little incident, and my desk supplies have been saved ever since. Yes, getting revenge on your coworkers is so great. I love these. I love petty revenge coworker situations. This is amazing. Your pens were vanishing, his notes vanished. Seems like a fair trade. And with every vanishing letter, so did his self-respect bit by bit. Okay, what else do we have? Asshole coworker. That's a tagline. Nothing else. Have a new coworker that acts like they're in charge and bosses everyone around and does what they want. I actually can't stand to work with them. They have such negative energy around them. Just miserable face all day. Straight up bitchy for no reason and likes to get people in trouble. Calls people dumb and talks shit all day. So annoyed. Don't want to cause trouble and start shit because I'm not about the drama, but I don't know what to do. I mean, it's r/venting, so feel free to vent. But I 100% understand that. If there's any way to remove yourself from coworkers you don't like working with, go for it. Do that. If there's legit no way, if you have to work with them day in, day out, you could consider maybe like taking a new position or a new role in the company. This is not ideal. Obviously, it's not ideal. Like if you like your job, you don't want to change it. Of course, I've had experiences with horrible, also superiors, not just coworkers, and the trash always takes itself out. So those were this week's coworkers from hell. If you cannot get rid of them, spit in their coffee, and I see you guys in the next one. Bye!